Hello and welcome to Profiles in Risk. This is your host, Tony Cañas, and today I have one of my Profiles in Risk Global episodes, thanks to the Insurance Elephant. So thanks, Patrick and Carlos Miguel. Today I have with me Moe Ghaziri and Amer Daya, both with Quality of Performance Consulting LDA. How are you guys doing today?
All good, all good. How are you, Tony?
We're fine, thanks.
I am fantastic, and both of you are in Portugal right now. And I've been practicing my Portuguese. So hola, bem-vindo to Profiles in Risk. How do you say Profiles in Risk? Let me do that one real quick. Profiles in Risk. So that would be Perfis em Risco. The first episode where I'm trying to talk Portuguese. The listeners, don't worry, we'll be speaking in English the rest of the episode. None of us speak Portuguese particularly fluently, but I do have to say, we have traveled all over the world. My girlfriend has dragged me to like 75 different countries. She's been to 104 countries now, and Portugal was one of her favorite trips. We were there last fall. It was I think our first big trip post COVID, and we started in the south coast in Faro. And then we took the train to Lisbon, and then we took the train to
Braga.
To Porto, but we stopped for a little bit at the Virgin of Fatima. Exactly. We stopped at Fatima, and then we went to Porto, and what I remember the most is like everywhere you go, it's just gorgeous, and we get to Porto, and the next morning I'm like, holy crap, I want to retire here someday, and that's the plan. We don't want to retire, but we want to get a place in Portugal within the next 5 years. So very envious that you guys are already living there. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. I know that it's probably 10 p.m. in Portugal right now, so my apologies on the time. We are working on creating better time slots for the international recording. So hopefully the future people won't suffer from really late recordings. So what is Quality of Performance Consulting?
Well, Quality of Performance Consulting, it's a boutique consultancy firm specializing basically in insurance companies. Like, we provide consultancy for the insurance market, talking about insurance providers, insurance brokers, reinsurers, etc. Plus, we have another line which is focusing on startups. Basically, we help startups from A to Z in their journey of establishing their businesses. Talking about definitely financial and management consultancy. And we have the third line, which is the general consultancy for up and running companies who want to upgrade their strategies, have a business plan, do a feasibility study, or develop their processes or corporate governance, etc. So, given our background in insurance, myself and Amer has, I guess, 40 years of experience so far in insurance. Myself with like 20 years of experience in insurance and consultancy. When you work in insurance, it goes into the blood. It's something that you cannot get rid of. When you know, when you love, when you have passion about one thing you do, you try to make it better. And this is our mission at Quality of Performance, is to make insurance a better place for both insurers and insureds. How? Okay. say hi to Julieta. And,
Sorry, guys. My dog decided to join in.
No problem.
No problem.
If she's in the room, show her on camera. Always popular.
No, she's downstairs, but she's quite loud. Apologies.
No problem. So basically, we designed three main products for the insurance sector. One of them is like a health check. It looks at all parts of the company, be it financial, be it operational. So basically, it's like a gap analysis with recommendations and with a plan to amend all these gaps. It will be it is a detailed program, looks into the details of all departments and all functions in any insurance or insurance company. The second is basically benchmarking a repositioning program, which is it looks at all the aspects of the company as well, but here we benchmark it against all market players, not only from a financial perspective, but from technology perspective, efficiency perspective, operations, etc. And definitely we do some recommendations. And we implement, we help ensure the insurers in implementing those, amendments and enhancements to their operations. And the third is basically a transformation, digitization. I guess this topic is of your interest, Tony. Basically, we help insurance companies in transforming from traditional into more innovative and more high-tech platforms, providing better products and better solutions and better services for the insureds. And basically, not only that, these are like the main products. However, what we do as well, we do all sorts of consultancy for insurance companies, like, for example, valuations, financial planning, financial modeling, business plans, feasibility studies, expansion plans, strategic plans. This is from a financial perspective, and we help them as well from operational perspective. For example, we do policy wordings review. We do reinsurance strategies as well, enhance their reinsurance strategies. From management perspective, definitely we look at their policy and procedures, at their corporate governance aspects to help them, optimize and be more innovative in their processes and in their functions. So this is on the insurance side. On the startup side, as I mentioned, we help startups from A to Z. So if someone has an idea and wants to make it happen, this is our motto, by the way. We like to make things happen. We like to see what we we make efforts on in planning, and be it a plan, be it a process, we like to see it in action. What we deliver is not only a document to put in your drawer and or to give it to your bank or to give it to your loan provider. However, what we do, what we deliver, is something that is alive. At the end of the day, we help these companies in the post-delivery. We call it a post-delivery phase, and we help them in the implementation phase as well. It's not only a delivery of a document. Anyway,
that was a lot.
Yeah.
And very, very, very interesting stuff. And also, I was looking at your website. I'll definitely include it in the show notes. It's qop.com.pt. And the website is extremely well designed, beautiful website. And it digs into each of the many areas where you guys can help. So I think I don't remember an episode before where I had this strong of a recommendation for the listeners. If you are in the Portuguese insurance carrier, broker, or Insurtech market, you've got to take a look at QOP, because it really, you guys do so many things that it's impossible to dig into all of them in an episode that's half an hour.
So actually, Tony, we operate worldwide, so we can provide our services worldwide. It's not only for the Portuguese market. Actually, recently we were engaged, or hopefully, I will keep it a secret. I will not go there, but I'll tell you, we can we can operate, whether be it in the US, in Europe, in the Middle East, wherever, in India, Africa, whatever it is, we can provide our services worldwide. We are not focusing on the Portuguese market only.
Okay, so I would love maybe the best way to kind of start cracking this nut, or start digging into this multi-layered offering. I'd love it if you could share a client success story. And again, you don't have to use the client name. You can if you want, if you are allowed to, but from our perspective, you're allowed, but totally understand if you can't. But I'd love to hear a client success story for a carrier, and then maybe for an Insurtech.
Okay. Well, on insurance. So basically, on Insurtech, not yet there. However, recently, I was working on a tech company, but it's not Insurtech, it's a technology company, and basically it was a unique tech platform in Saudi Arabia, and it was really a success. Basically, we helped them in the financial modeling, financial planning, the pitching, the investment proposals, and now as well in their funding rounds as well, in their seed rounds, and it was a big success. And definitely, there is one thing I like to see on my client's face is when we deliver something. I don't know if it is common, and we don't like to brag about ourselves, but we like to wow our clients and what we deliver. So basically, whenever we deliver something, they say, "Wow, thank you. That's exactly what we needed, and thank you for being a partner of success." So basically, that tech is I'm proud of, because it's unique. It's a first thing, and it was a first in Saudi Arabia. The guys behind it are very well, they are really passionate about what they do, and this helps a lot when you have a new, or you want to open a new business. And at the same time, and this helped me as well in delivering and making this project a success. Insurtech, I guess hopefully very soon, this month and the month after, we will be working on some Insurtechs.
Fantastic. And you know, if there is a podcast where you might get your first Insurtech client, this is very likely to be it. We're the largest podcast in the Insurtech space, at least here in the States, and we're growing internationally thanks to the Insurance Elephant. So for any of our listeners who are at an Insurtech, how do they engage with you? What's the best way to reach out, and how do you start that relationship? What does it look like at the beginning?
Well, the first thing, definitely, when we get to contact, the first thing we need to do is to understand or we do what we call the like an environmental scanning. We understand where the project is, at which stage are they up and running, are they in the startup phase, and then we take it from there, and we see we put a plan of what they need, and we help them. We take them from, if for example, if they are a startup, we take them from the idea. We work with them on the financial planning and the management planning and the strategic planning. We do the feasibility study, definitely. We can help them with the business model Canva. We start from there. We do a feasibility study, and then after that, we do the financial planning and the management planning and the strategic plan, of course. If they need some support in their funding rounds, we can help. We are not a fundraising company, of course. However, we do all the let's say work for them in terms of valuations, in terms of like share prices, etc., and then we take it forward from there, and we start the action, the plan. So basically, planning is very important to start with. Putting a plan, agreeing, being part of the team. So we like to be part, like we operate as if we are part of them. At the end of the day, their success is our success. So basically, we work as a team from the planning phase to the execution phase, till they are up and running and all their documentation is complete, all their plans are in action. We make sure that they are they reach the goals that we set, and we stay with them whenever they want any advice, whenever they want any support afterwards. We are one call away, or one email away, so we can continue working with them. So basically, we sit, we look at the idea, we do all the planning, we do all the brainstorming, and we action it, and we go from. Of course, it's not a 1 week work. However, I will not say it's a long process. It's a medium-term process. We are talking about a few months. However, it will be a joyful and exciting journey for them and for us.
Okay. So we have like 5 to 10 minutes left. And you both have long careers within insurance, especially in the international sphere. Yeah. I'd love kind of the quick summary of your insurance careers, and what you have done and where you've done it. Because I know you've worked in the Gulf. You've had some experience that from my perspective, having spent my entire career in the US, you have some very interesting experience that I'd like the listeners to get a little taste of.
Mm-hmm. So Amer, if you start first.
Thank you, Mustafa. Thanks, Tony. Now that my dog is silent, I have a chance to speak. Yes, I bring into this practice some 41 years of insurance experience, starting from Beirut in 1981 and down to here to Lisbon. So I've covered 7 countries, 8 capitals, worked in different lines of business, from reinsurance to life business, broking, underwriting. I've been managers of companies, GM, CEO of public companies for the last 14 years before I came to Portugal. And then I decided to go into consultancy. Like you rightly said, I work with a consultancy based in the UK called 90, which is an innovation consultancy, but I'm also what I call myself a dormant founder with Mustafa, because we work together very well, and I see his added value in the financial markets. So basically, I decided to join hands with him and find out what we can do to satisfy markets from that perspective. And the reason this came into being is because we came from a region that is hungry for sophistication in financial planning and capital management. Insurance companies in that part of the world are still very raw in how they manage their capital, their investments, and they really need to step up to the bar to try and become like the mature markets in that perspective. During my career, I had the pleasure of working within companies like AIG, MetLife, Royal Life in the UK, and some listed companies in Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The region that I'm talking about, which brought us here, both of us, is a very rich region. It's very diverse. It requires a lot of hand-holding, but the subject that if we need to open it, it requires maybe 7 or 8 podcasts to cover. So I'll stop here.
Absolutely. What about you, Mo?
Well, I started my career in Beirut, to be honest, for a very short period after I graduated, for a couple of months. And then I moved to Saudi Arabia. I worked with a couple of insurance companies there. Basically, I wore many hats in insurance companies. I work in compliance and risk management and in finance. But finance is my forte and my playground, as I call it. So basically, the experience was really deep there. When I worked with Amer, actually, we worked in one of the companies. It was like a really rich experience dealing with new regulations, with the establishing of a new company. So it was a beautiful journey. At the same time, when I worked with the consultancy firm, I worked with 2 of the big 4 consultancy firms in Saudi Arabia. My main focus there was insurance as well. Like, for example, when I worked with one of the financial advisor of one of the big 4 firms, the companies in Saudi Arabia were being licensed or being established. So, you know, you can imagine the amount of consultancy requirements they need in terms of valuations and feasibility studies and business plans. So everything went to those before, and I was lucky to be there to work on these projects. Like, I worked on many insurance companies. Same with the other one, like risk. It was risk consultancy in for insurance companies, focusing on compliance, governance, processes, etc. So you can say that my insurance experience goes. It is literally split between working for insurance companies in finance and doing consultancy work for insurance companies at Big Four.
Fantastic.
And now, since I'm here in Lisbon, I'm doing my PhD in finance, focusing on IFRS 17 as well, which is the insurance IFRS. So basically, I decided to pursue my dream, is to have a consultancy firm that do consultancy the right way.
And Tony, if I may add to what Mustafa is saying, I think both of us worked on the first acquisition, first true merger of two insurance companies in Saudi Arabia, and we listed that company on the public domain. That was a very proud day when we did that.
Exactly, yes. Actually, I remember one day I didn't sleep, Ahmed. Remember? I didn't sleep just to make sure that the company is, everything is fine.
Yeah, I can only imagine that kind of experience. I hope that you're both considering writing a book later on in your careers. If you do write it, we'd love to publish it at Insurance Nerds. It would be our first like internationally focused book. Thank you both so much for joining me today. This has been super interesting. When this episode goes live, I will tag you both on LinkedIn, and I will tag the company on LinkedIn, and I'll include in the show notes links to the company website. Again, for the listeners, check out the company website. There is so much there. There are white papers. There's webinars. It is just a wealth of information. Thank you both very much.
Thank you, Tony. It's been a pleasure. Apologies about the dog incidents.
No worries at all. It very normal. Thank you.
Cheers.
And as Amer said, I guess Tony, the idea of having a podcast about the insurance in the Middle East is something I guess will be very interesting to talk about.
I would love more guests from that area of the world. Yes, please use the same link to schedule a recording, and let's record a good like 45 minutes. Like, what is it like? Right? Okay. How is it different from the other markets? Thank you so much for your time today.
We're ready whenever you want.